Hello, I'm Hope Logan. I'm an actor on Bold and the Beautiful, and many people really love both me and our Bold and the Beautiful drama. So I've come here to share updates about my beloved Bold and the Beautiful. Everyone, please subscribe and support me. If you do, I will keep coming every day with new updates for you. The drama is building fast in Los Angeles, and on Wednesday, June 24th, the Bold and the Beautiful promises a day packed with close calls, simmering rivalries, and a bold power move that could shake the balance between two iconic fashion dynasties. At the center of it all is Hope Logan Spencer, who suddenly finds herself trapped in a dangerous moment where one wrong sound, one careless move, or 1 second of hesitation could expose everything before she is ready. What should have been a carefully guarded secret is now hanging by a thread, and as tensions explode elsewhere in the room, Hope realizes she has no time left to wait. She has to think quickly, act even faster, and somehow slip away before the truth comes crashing down around her. At the same time, Bill Spencer and Katie Logan Spencer are savoring a strategic victory of their own, making a daring play through Logan that is guaranteed to send shockwaves through Forrester Creations. The battle lines are being drawn, the timing is no accident, and by the end of the day, it will be clearer than ever that this isn't just about fashion anymore. It's about pride, power, and who gets to control the spotlight. Inside Katie's office, the tension is already thick enough to cut with a knife when Brooke Logan Forrester storms in, her emotions sharpened by suspicion and outrage. She has clearly had enough, and she wastes no time confronting her sister over Logan's newest launch. A launch that is set to happen tomorrow, and one that feels, to Brooke, like a deliberate act of war. In Brooke's eyes, the timing is far too convenient to be innocent. Forrester Creations is preparing for a major moment of its own, and now Katie's company is stepping directly into that spotlight, threatening to steal attention at the worst possible time. Brooke can't shake the feeling that this is Katie's way of upstaging Forrester Creations, of making sure Logan is the name everyone is talking about, right before the Forresters are supposed to reclaim center stage. And if that weren't enough, Brooke is still full of questions about Logan's mysterious new designer, desperate for answers, and increasingly convinced that there is more going on behind the scenes than Katie is willing to admit. But Katie doesn't bend under the pressure. Instead, she holds her ground and coolly insists that Brooke will have to wait for the truth the same way everyone else will, when the line officially drops. That answer does nothing to calm the storm. If anything, it only pours gasoline on a fire that was already burning. The conversation between the sisters quickly spirals from tense disagreement into a full-blown clash, each word heavier than the last, as years of competition, resentment, and family frustration seem to rise right back to the surface. Brooke presses harder, convinced that Katie is hiding something, while Katie refuses to give an inch, clearly enjoying the fact that she has information Brooke wants and cannot get. But while their argument escalates in plain sight, another crisis is unfolding just out of view. Hidden behind a changing screen, Hope is listening to every second of it, her heart pounding as she realizes how dangerously close she is to being discovered. The longer she stays there, the greater the risk becomes. All it would take is for Brooke to step a little farther into the room, hear the wrong noise, notice the slightest movement, or let her curiosity get the better of her and start poking around. And if that happens, Hope's involvement with Logan could be exposed far sooner than she ever intended. In that moment, instinct takes over. Hope knows she cannot afford to gamble with fate, not when the entire future of this launch and her own carefully protected role in it could be destroyed in an instant. As Brooke and Katie continue tearing into each other, too consumed by their own worsening feud to notice anything else, Hope seizes the only opportunity she's going to get. Quietly, carefully, and with every nerve stretched to its limit, she slips out from her hiding place and heads for the door, determined to get out before the walls close in around her. It is the kind of escape that depends on perfect timing and pure luck, and for one breathless moment, it feels as though everything could go wrong. But with Brooke distracted and Katie locked in battle, Hope manages to make it out. It's a close call, the kind that leaves your pulse racing long after the danger has passed. But once she's safely gone, the only thing Hope can feel is relief. She didn't get caught. She didn't blow up her Logan involvement before the right moment. And for now, at least, the secret is still hers to protect. Across town at Forrester Creations, the mood is no less charged. But here, the emotion is a volatile mix of frustration, disbelief, and bruised pride. News of Logan's launch has hit like a shockwave, and the timing of it has left everyone reeling. The insult is impossible to ignore. Logan has scheduled its debut for one day before Eric Forrester's highly anticipated couture comeback, a move that feels less like coincidence and more like a calculated challenge. What should have been a triumphant build-up for Forrester Creations has suddenly been interrupted by the roar of a rival stepping into the spotlight at exactly the right moment to steal some of the attention. The news is still fresh, and the reaction inside the Forrester offices is immediate. There is more anger to come, more outrage to be voiced, and more resentment bubbling to the surface over what Katie and Bill have done. To the Forresters, this isn't just inconvenient timing. It feels like a direct attempt to hijack the momentum of one of the most important events they've had in a long time. And yet, even as frustration spreads through the room, Ridge Forrester refuses to let panic take control. Ridge may be furious about the move Logan has made, but beneath that anger is a stubborn confidence that refuses to crack. He doubles down on his belief that Logan simply cannot compete with Forrester Creations on the level that truly matters. In Ridge's mind, all the noise, all the headlines, and all the strategic timing in the world won't change the reality that Forrester Creations is still the standard, still the powerhouse, still the name that defines high fashion. So while others rage over the insult, Ridge focuses on what he believes will matter most in the end, delivering the best collection possible. He wants the company's energy aimed forward, not wasted entirely on outrage. If Logan wants to make a spectacle, then Ridge's answer is simple. Let them try. Forrester will respond not with desperation, but with excellence. Still, even Ridge's confidence can't erase the practical problem now facing the family business. Logan's announcement is generating media buzz, and whether the Forresters like it or not, they are going to have to deal with the reality of sharing attention at a moment when they wanted the industry fully focused on Eric's return. Every headline, every rumor, every conversation surrounding Logan's sudden launch becomes another distraction that Forrester Creations must work around. That means the Forresters won't just be preparing a collection, they'll also be fighting a battle for public attention, making sure that the hype surrounding their own event stays alive and powerful enough to drown out the competition. The pressure is no longer only about creating beautiful fashion. Now it's about controlling the narrative, protecting the brand, and refusing to let another company rewrite the story of what should have been their moment. The countdown to Eric's couture comeback is still on, but now it comes with a new layer of urgency, one fueled by rivalry and the fear of losing even a fraction of the spotlight. Meanwhile, for Bill and Katie, the atmosphere couldn't feel more different. Where the Forresters are fuming, Bill and Katie are celebrating, savoring the success of a strategy that appears to be working exactly as planned. They know what they've done, and more importantly, they know why it matters. By positioning Logan's launch around Forrester Creations' major event, they found a way to use the Forresters' momentum to their own advantage, ensuring that all the important eyes in the fashion world will already be in town and paying attention. It is a power play in every sense of the word, bold, opportunistic, and impossible to overlook. Bill and Katie understand that timing can be just as valuable as talent, and in this case, They are determined to capitalize on every ounce of energy surrounding the Forrester event. If the industry's biggest players are already gathering, if the cameras are already flashing and the buzz is already building, then why not make sure Logan is part of that conversation too? That strategy, of course, is exactly what makes the move so provocative. This is yet another example of Bill and Katie trying to piggyback on the Forresters' success, using the excitement surrounding one event to amplify another. And while their critics may scoff at the tactic, Bill and Katie are far too focused on the payoff to care. In their eyes, this is smart business, and if it also happens to rattle the Forresters in the process, then that only makes the victory sweeter. There is an undeniable thrill in knowing they have forced their rivals to react, forced them to divide their attention, and forced them to acknowledge Logan as a real presence in the middle of what was supposed to be a Forrester triumph. For Katie especially, there is satisfaction in standing her ground against Brooke and refusing to back down, while Bill seems more than happy to enjoy the chaos of a move that puts Spencer-style pressure on an old family empire. Together, they are not just launching a line, they are making a statement. And at the heart of that statement is hope. Her line is the one Bill and Katie are preparing to unveil, the one they are counting on to generate excitement, attention, and a new wave of momentum for Logan. Even after her narrow escape, the anticipation surrounding Hope's release only continues to build, and Bill and Katie are clearly looking forward to every bit of the excitement that comes with it. They can already see the impact they hope it will have, the headlines, the speculation, the energy of a launch designed to command attention at exactly the right moment. But as the day unfolds, one thing becomes impossible to ignore. Beneath the glamour and the strategy, beneath the polished public announcements and the business ambition, this launch is also wrapped in secrecy, risk, and emotional fallout that could explode at any moment. Hope may have escaped exposure for now, but the danger hasn't disappeared. Brooke's suspicions are growing. The feud with Katie is getting uglier, and Forrester Creations is far too rattled to let this challenge go unanswered. Wednesday's episode doesn't just set the stage for a fashion showdown, it ignites a war of timing, loyalty, and legacy, with Hope, Katie, Bill, Brooke, and the entire Forrester family all standing on the edge of whatever comes next.